Hey everyone, how's it going? My name's Cloud, and welcome to my Store Treasure Cup retro for week 2 of the EB02 Meta. That's right, my LGS had a Store Treasure Cup this week in place of regular locals. And well, I just had to play Green Yellow Yamato since this was my first Store Treasure Cup. After last week's terrible performance, I ended up just spending the weekend focusing on changing up my deck list in preparation for this Store Treasure Cup, so it took away my time from editing videos once again. Sorry, but let's check out my deck list for this week, as I think the solution I arrived at to the problems I felt I had last week will be very surprising to you. As usual, I'll just be highlighting some of the key cards and strategies for this overview, but if you'd like me to go into a full deck list breakdown sometime, let me know in the comments below. Here it is, my Green Yellow Yamato deck list that I decided to bring to the Store Treasure Cup. Straw Hat Yamato. I know, pretty crazy, right? There's a lot of things I want to say about this deck list, but first, let's start with the problems I found myself facing with my previous deck list, and that is the lack of characters on board. When you play Yamato, you are typically aiming to get your opponents down to 3 life or less as soon as possible so that you can use Yamato's leader ability to attach 2 Rested Dawn to your characters. But what's the point of that if you don't have any characters on board? You might be thinking like, hey, you play Mihawk, this lets you cheat out a 4 cost or less character from your hand, right? But the problem is that it gets played rested. And when you play this, let's say you're going first and you play it on 3 Dawns, on their 4 Dawn turn, they can simply just attach 1 Dawn to their leader, attack that rested character, and then use 3 Dawns to KO the Mihawk, which in this day and age, there are a lot of options for that. So it's actually really hard to keep 2 characters on board. So I was trying to find a solution to that, and I know that there are other possible solutions, but the one that I ended up going with is the Film Straw Hat package. You've got Brook here, which is a 4 cost 5k power character with 1k counter that says on play, play up to 1 Film or Straw Hat Crew type character card with a cost of 3 or less from your hand. Additionally, I'm playing 3 cost Nico Robin, which is a 4k power character with 1k counter that says on play, play up to 1 Film or Straw Hat Crew type character card with a cost of 2 or less from your hand. Similar effect to Brook, just 1 cost less, right? Both of these cards work really well together and can play out any of these 2 1 cost characters that are Straw Hats that are in my deck. And so check this out. Brook is also a slash character, right? Which means it does work with Mihawk. And so with 3 Dawn, I can play Mihawk into Brook, into Nico Robin, into one of my low-cost Straw Hat characters. And the one to really point out is Onami. Onami is a Straw Hat character. So now I can actually combo off of that chain and play out the Onami, giving my leader banish. Pretty crazy, right? Not to mention, another card that I'm playing is this new Brook card from OP10. It's a 3 cost 5k power character, no counter, but it says on KO, rest up to one of your opponent's leader or character cards with a cost of 5 or less. Take a look at that again. It says rest up to one of your opponent's leader. That's pretty insane. For 3 Dawn, I can put out a character that is annoying to KO, since if they do KO it, I now have the option to just stop an entire leader attack. Or a character card that's cost 5 or less, and in the current meta where 4 to 6 cost characters are really strong, that's a pretty good number to hit. And not to mention, it's a slash character that's also Straw Hat, so it can be played off of the Mihawk or played off of the Brook. So a really good include into this deck. The last card I kind of want to mention is that I am playing the 0 cost You're the One Who Should Disappear. I have 19 non-counters in this deck, which is kind of high. So putting in this card just helps me convert some of these non-counters into a 3k counter. Not to mention, its trigger is pretty good. All of these cards are okay. It's like, why even bother playing this? And it just works because of the new EB02 One Cost Nami. This card says, on play, look at 5 cards from the top of your deck, reveal up to 1 Straw Hat Crew type card other than Nami and add it to your hand. Then place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. Well, guess what? The film Straw Hat package is all Straw Hat. So this searcher is what I've been waiting for in green. It allows me to search for a lot of Straw Hat cards, any of the film cards that I'm playing here, or my 9 Flash, right? This has been a Yamato staple for a while now, but now being able to search it out is amazing. I know we did have the Lofi that came out in OP10, the Supernova one that can search Supernova, so you could have searched this already, but it just means that if you're playing that Luffy, you had to go the Supernova package, right? Which, it's good, but it wasn't really something that I enjoyed. So that's why I'm really glad that we finally got a Straw Hat Green Searcher. Now, I could keep going, but I think I've covered all the key cards, so I'll leave it for a potentially different video that I can actually dedicate to a full deck list profile. Let me put up the entire deck list on screen so that you can see it all in one shot, and you'll be able to find the deck list in the description below. Here is also the side-to-side comparison with my previous deck list, so you can see how it changed. Shout out to Eggman for his deck builder. You can find it on his website at Eggman Events. So, how did we do at the Store Treasure Cup for week 2 of the EB02 meta? Well, we hit the cap of 32 players, had 5 rounds, and I went 3-2. Not bad. Here were my matchups. Round 1 was against Yellow Charlotte Katakuri. Round 2 was against Red Green Tony Chopper. Round 3 was against Starter Deck 21 Red Monkey D Luffy. Round 4 was against Red Shanks. And round 5 was against Red Yellow Bello Betty. Against Yellow Katakuri, I lost. Against Red Green Chopper, I also lost. Against Red Starter Deck 21 Luffy, I won. Against Red Shanks, I also won. And finally, against Red Yellow Bello Betty, I won. In order to keep this video on the shorter side, I'm not going to review each matchup right now, but I'll be posting all of my matchups, win or loss, with my VOD review following this video, so be sure to check it out. Now, let's talk about what went well, what didn't go well, and what's next for me. What went well? Starting off, I'm just really happy I was able to make a 3-win comeback after my 0-2 start. Playing the matchups, Banished Nami is still so strong with Green Yellow Yamato. In fact, I think it was the key to all my victories that day. Finally, out of all the new cards in my deck, the new 3-cost Brook from OP10 felt really good to play. What didn't go so well? I actually only got 4 hours of sleep the night before because I ended up staying up to finalize this deck list. And after going straight to my LGS right after work, my brain was fried going into the tournament. Whoops, it probably affected my decision making. I unfortunately did not see my 1-cost Nami searchers in my opening hands, which made it hard for me to be able to find the cards I really needed for my combos, and it felt like my starts were a lot weaker. Ironically, I did not see the Straw Hat combo go off as often as I hoped, since I didn't see a lot of the pieces I needed, like 4-cost Brook or 3-cost Nico Robin. Either that, or I just had to use them for counter. Next steps for me? Well, actually, next week is going to be another Store Treasure Cup, so I gotta prep for that. I'm definitely excited to go over my VOD reviews and eventually post them, but mainly because I want to run this deck list again for the Store Treasure Cup, so I am really excited to try to make some adjustments. And of course, I'm going to continue working on getting these videos out for you as soon as possible so that you can watch too. And that's going to do it for week 2 of EB02. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you during week 3. Until next time, remember, keep your minds fresh and your spirits free. See ya!